whatever that means. Another impromptu, what the hell, let's do a live stream video. Anybody home? Okay, I'll wait till somebody shows up and then I'll stop talking to myself. Just learn to play the harmonica or something while I'm waiting for people to show up. Ah, I got one. Hello? I hope everybody's doing good out there, whoever decides to tune in. And this is the first day that I actually feel like I'm human. It's been a sleep-a-thon here at the doghouse. I ran some errands yesterday, and that was about it. Oh, that's not true. I had coffee with a subscriber. And I'm going to have coffee or lunch with a subscriber today. So I'm looking forward to that. And then who knows what we're going to do. Yo, Brad. Mr. Vegas is in the house. Good to know. Hello, my dear friend. How are you, my love? My favorite Canadian. Bonjour, Lawrence. Hey, Enoch. Slightly twisted, aren't we all? Good morning, Mr. Don. China Dave, what's up? Hey, I had a long talk with Steve yesterday, China Dave. So I want to have a long talk with you, and then I'm going to have a long talk with Tim. But I have to do it when I'm cognizant. Australia's in the house. Always good to have you. Why not? Hello, Paul. Hey, from Canada. Wisconsin's here. Thanks, Charles. Hey, good morning, Chuck. Texas, what's going on? Mountain, morning, old dog. Roy, how are you, boss? Expating the Philippines. Hey, what's going on? Do you guys have channels? There's a couple of guys that I met in the States that I want to have on the StreamYard here, but I haven't connected with them yet. Naruma, Bill Flynn. We're doing better. I mean, I was always doing fine, but if you guys want a good laugh, watch out for Baby Mae's video. It's coming up tonight. It's not for the faint of heart. Oh, thank you. I really didn't do much in the States as far as videos. I think I did, well, my father is going to be my #1 video forever in my heart and on my channel. And that's priceless. Can't put, that's awesome. And then I did a fun one with Jeffrey, and then I did one about being tired, which I was. I think that's all I did. And my sister made a really good prediction. She goes, no, nobody's going to watch these videos. He goes, yeah, they watch you because you're in the Philippines. They already know what's going on in America. So I was curious, maybe you guys could help me out here. I hate to do information videos. In fact, I've never done an information or advice video. But I'm toying with the idea of recounting my trip from California back here to the Philippines and some of the many snafus that I ran into. But I have to be very, very careful. In fact, if I do that, I have to be very careful. I want to make a disclaimer at the front of the video because it is kind of a funny story. Now that it's over with, it's funny. At the time, it wasn't funny at all. It was an ordeal at LAX. I'll tell you that much. But things change in the Philippines, so I don't want anybody to take it as gospel. Hey, David. Canada's in the house. Good morning. Yeah, Baby Mae will be over in a minute. She just got out of the shower. And we're going to go do something today. I think we're meeting someone for lunch. Yeah, hit the like button. That's all we ask for here when we do live streams. It's the only time I ask for anything. Minnesota Greg is in the house. God bless you. I finally found my YouTube name, thanks to you. Oh, what is it? Oh, The Invisible Man. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's awesome. I want to do another video too about America versus Filipinas and American women, or just America versus the Philippines. I don't know. I didn't have much interaction with the women over there. Call when you're ready. I will, buddy. West Virginia. Thanks, Brian. Michael, what's going on, Dad? Missouri's in here. Well, we got we got the whole continent covered. Let's look at there, Minnesota. Thanks, Gary. Upstate New York. Yeah, we're represented here. Yes, I spanked the leg. Attaboy. Sure you hydrate. You know the drill. Thanks, Michael. Sheltering. Greg, good vibes. Let's have good vibes today, kids. What is up? It's good to be home, I'll tell you that much. Tennessee Tom's in the house. I am back in the Philippines, Tony. Colorado's here. I'm telling you, we're represented. You know what, Albert? Everything's great. My body took a good beating on the way back, I'll tell you that much. But I'll tell you guys in the video. I'll tell you my tale of woe. I'll bitch like a little girl. How's that sound? Thank you for the chat, JC. How do you find people you can trust to do errands for you? Globe is no longer accepting credit cards, and I'm still in the USA. Trust to do errands for you. Well, me and I run all of our errands. I'm really trying to answer your question, Chief, but I don't know. Globe is no longer accepting credit cards, and I'm still in the USA. Oh, are you asking someone long? Let me clarify that a little bit, JC, and I'll try my best to help you. I had another gentleman contact me about exit clearance. He's confused, and I was confused, about exit clearances. Not exit clearances, I'm sorry. Throwaway tickets. And so I'm going to do a little spiel on that while I tell you my tale of woe. I had a great trip, Brad. I really did. I met some awesome people. Mission accomplished is all I could say. But the last 72 hours were brutal on my brain and body. Always good to see our friends here together. Tom from Cincinnati. Hit the like button. It is free. I don't know how I can keep doing this. I don't know how I can afford to allow the like button to get hit for free. We're losing money on every like, but we're making it up in volume. Remember that. Old dog, New Zealand is in the house. Roger. Alabama. Yeah. We'll get Baby Mae over here once she gets toweled off to say hi. Good morning. Did you see? Glad to see you back in the Philippines. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Or as Keith Richards would say, it's great to be anywhere. Saw Baby Mae directing Reeves on the video today. Does she like directing videos? Yeah, but I had a criticism on that video, which I'll keep between me and her. But I'll tell you this much. If you guys do not watch Baby Mae's, forget my video tonight. It'll just be me pontificating. But if you guys want a good laugh, I'm actually going to do everything I can to promote this video because it's so off the hook and it's so funny. And it was something that I never expected. I brought back these gag gifts and just to do it, because I thought she'll get a kick out of this. You don't see this. She took the ball and ran with it. So funny. From the Big Island. Yeah. Welcome to you. Hey, Paul, can you tell me what kind of visa you were on? A tourist visa. I've been on a tourist visa since I've been here. And I know guys get SRRB visas and 13A visas and this visa and that visa. But the tourist visa was rocking until COVID. And hopefully COVID's in our rearview mirror, guys. But you never know with that thing, do you? And so the tourist visa works good for me because it's good for 3 years. And the only requirement is that before your 3 years is up, you bug out of the country for a minimum of 24 hours. And before COVID, I was taking trips out of the country anyway. And I intend to take trips out of the country this year. So I think I'm going to hustle Baby Mae into Thailand somehow. I got to look into that. I got boots on the ground over there, so we'll work on it. And we're working on her passport. She's hunting down her, birth certificate and all that jazz. So we're going to knock that out next week. She's been dragging her feet. And so I finally just said, the hell with it. I'll do it. Oh, yeah. Hi, Jan. How you doing, boss? Over there in London town. Georgia. Yeah, I'm telling you, we're represented. That would be great to hear. I'm assuming you're saying the story about the trip. Because I had some pitfalls. And you know what I would love to do more than anything is help you guys that are coming over here avoid some of the pitfalls. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I made some mistakes that kind of weren't my mistake. And you know me, I'll just tell you if I screw up or not. But some of it was my fault just from not paying attention. And some of it I think was circumstantial. April 20th. What is April 20th? What am I not getting? Is it a holiday or something? See, I'm still brain damaged. I've always been brain damaged, but I'm like extra brain damaged these days. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll float it out there. I'll do it today. Baby Mae's got her video in the can. She's Baby Mae, is that not the funniest video you've ever done? Yeah. Very funny. It just kind of came out of nowhere. She's going to get smashed on that by the haters. But I'll tell you about the trip. The good news is that, you know, all the time that I was in the States was nonstop good stuff. Meeting with people, seeing family, friends, buying some clothes, getting some stuff done that I've been talking about for years. And then seeing my kids and all that good stuff. And it'll probably be a fairly long video, probably like 25, 30 minutes, because I have to give you kind of the buildup as to what I did and what kind of state of mind and condition I was in. So if you watch it, cool. If not, it's something I have to do for my little diary. You look really healthy. Thank you. And happy. Are you going to quit smoking? None of my business. I get that question a lot. What's interesting, though, I was thinking about it yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to quit smoking. That's one of the reasons I went through the weight loss thing. Because when you quit smoking, you gain weight. Oh, and you know what? I got to give a shout out to the people that have followed my diet. I had no idea of how much feedback. It's so gratifying when guys write to me and they say, man, I watched your video and you inspired me. And now I've lost X amount of pounds. You know, one guy's lost like 45 pounds or something. And so that is so gratifying because that wasn't my intent. It just sort of, people noticed it and I never made a big deal out of it. And then I think May did a video and I think Leia did a video and then Mark Dorton did a video about my weight loss program. And I don't think I ever did, but people picked up on it and they're having success with it. And that's really gratifying. It's great when you can have a positive influence without trying. Thumbs up, everybody. Don't forget to hydrate, bend at the knees. Victorville. I used to drive through Victorville. I don't know how many times I've been through Victorville. Is there still a Bob's Big Boy there? Good morning, Randy. Oh, you're on Filipino tonight, boss. Sunny DeVal. Prefer to live here than where there are so many expats. I hear that a lot. May and I are going to go to Davao. We're going to go all kinds of places. Connecticut. Hi, Phil. Canine, haven't seen you forever. How you been, buddy? Austin, Texas is here. William, love you, champ, sir. It's cold here in Wilmington, Delaware. Maybe it's my neighbor. Yeah. They can do that to you. Let's see. And which two does she get rid of? You pick one, and then we will see what May choose. I'm not sure I understand that, but I'm from Maine. Still cold here, but you took your suggestion to retire in June, 62. I think that's the smartest thing a person can do. If there's a video I did, I don't know, God, 2 years ago, maybe more, about why I retired at 62. And that one shocked the hell out of me because I had all these people who are smarter than me, which, as we all know, is not hard to find, write back and say, you're absolutely right with the math. So, because one thing that just watch the video. I always ramble too much. Let's see. First time we'll catch a live show. I'm glad to have you with me, man. Ohio says hi and also says buy a car. I was talking about that with a subscriber yesterday. He just came out and bought a brand new bike and ordered a brand new Toyota. And I asked May, I said, you want to buy a car? And she goes, no, I think you should get a new bike. So, woman's prerogative. Change your mind, right? So, May, what do you think? A car or a bike?
I think bike.
Bike. She's still on the bike. Okay. I think it's because of money. Tell that girl to eat some steaks. She's been eating like a barracuda since I got back. She ate, what'd you eat? One meal a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm psychosomatic with this woman. Things I put up with. South Jersey's in the house. Hey, Paul, UK in the house? Right on. Guy I had coffee with yesterday is from the UK. In my eyes, Baby Mae is too thin. Well, we're going to fatten her up here. She's starting to eat again. She was thin. She is thin. Asked Baby Mae to find me a nice place to stay in Dumaguete. She did. You know what, Tim? If you message me or her and tell us what you want, if we bump into anything, we'll let you know. I'm always happy to talk to you guys. It's just a matter of the time difference. And but I usually talk to 2 or 3 guys every morning when I'm out having coffee. And I just tell them, they ask questions. I go, just call me. I get tired of texting. Angela City, former resident of North Las Vegas. I actually miss Sin City. Yeah. Well, Sin City is fun. It was super expensive, though. It was off the hook expensive. And I still had this 5-year-old mindset, $39 rooms and $7 buffets, what I was used to. And the rooms were $250. And the friggin' buffets, I never went to a buffet. I just went to the restaurant in that hotel. And I cannot really recommend where did I stay at now? I can't even remember. Where the hell was I? See how bad I am? Good morning, old dog, and the vivacious and always heartwarming Baby Mae, that's for sure. All things good on your side of the neighborhood. They're great. There's still a lot of people I haven't touched base with. I got to go up to the asparagus farm, see Ricky and his girl. I've got to go see my friend Gary and Leah. I haven't seen them yet. But what happened to me was I went out for a couple of hours each day and was just zapped. So, hey, Paul, I like your very laid-back way of conducting things. How did you adopt the slow pace of how things are done in the Philippines? I'm lazy. I'm lazy and no good. So, us lazy, no good people, we move really slow. No, the way to, how did you adapt to the slow pace? Actually, my pace picked up over here, to be honest with you. If you want to talk about lethargic and bored and and stymied, if you will, and just, going in one little circle out like this, all day, every day, going from one box to another box in my box after eating a Jack in the Box. That was my life. I called it Groundhog Day, and showing up and all my other little phrases that evolved over the years. So over here, I think the key to being laid back is what I enjoy the most is that I don't have to be anywhere or do anything. So I think day before yesterday, I had things to do and I stayed home all day and slept. And when I woke up, I'd get something to eat and I'd go right back to sleep because my body told me to. So I think that's what I really enjoy about laying back and taking it easy is when you're retired, you don't have to show up. There's nothing you got to do. When your kids are grown, you don't have to take them to school. They're on their own. Mae is totally self-sufficient. She went out yesterday all day. I was home 2 days, and she abandoned me for the entire day. Huh, Mae? Ran off with your friends. I'd only been home 2 days. Things were right back to normal. There is no functioning mail system as you would know it because there are no addresses. So if you sent me a piece of mail or a Christmas card, it would probably get here in 3 or 4 months, and it would go to my post office. And the only way for me to pick up a letter is to go in and see if I got one. But what's kind of cool is that the lady at the post office, since it's such a small community, she'll just say, well, what's your name, sir? And what's your phone number? And I'll text you. And that's all well and good, but I can't receive a text up here because Globe doesn't work this far up the mountain. So I just end up having to go back and forth to the post office. Hello from Quinto, Ecuador Airport. My flight leaves at midnight for Houston, Texas, then to LAX, where I have a 3-hour layover so I could fill out the One Health Pass. Then it's Asiana Airlines to Seoul. You got quite the journey, Steve. And that One Health Pass is going to be a big part of my speech or video. And the COVID test is going to be a big part of it. There's some knucklehead stuff that's super simple. And I think I can answer some questions on that. At least as my style is, I'll tell you what I did and how it did or didn't work for me. I want to know how many cars you sold. Well, I was only a salesman for a couple, 3 years, and then I was in finance for many years. And then at the end, I did go back to selling cars. So in my heyday, I don't know, thousands, I guess. I must have contracted or financed it. Let's see how many. We did 500 a month, 100 a month. It's a good question. I'd have to think about that. But it's on the Manila, 10:30 p.m. Thursday the 31st. Well, Steve, it's I think I'll advise you to tune into my video tonight. I'm going to release it at 8 o'clock tonight, and it's going to be what went right and what went wrong. Excuse me. Only 3 likes. Have a drink, stretch, and smash it, would you? Yeah, what's going on? 3 likes. I can't even see where the likes are. Actually, they stayed on top of what I was doing, and I bumped into a couple of guys already, and they just welcomed me back. And I wasn't gone long enough to, but we were able to answer a few questions. I hung out with Bill the other day. He invited me over, and we had coffee. And then I saw my friend Stan at the mall yesterday. I had to run over there. And we just kind of picked up where we left off. Hi, old dog. What was the total dental bill? Hey, baby, do you remember what we paid for your teeth? She doesn't. She gave me that deer in the headlights. So, 15,000. So $300. That was 10 cavities and 4 extractions. Yeah, like them apples. Used to live in Vegas for years. Now I live in Texas. Texas is better, I think. That last video when he interviewed me, it was stomach aching laughter. I'll wait till you see the one she come up with. Remember the lollipops? Okay, there's my only clue I'm going to give you. It was funny. People were pissed off because I kept saying, I'm going to interview Mae. And they're right. They said I did all the talking. But what I'm actually doing is answering for Mae because she's more comfortable that way. And she always tells me before we do a video, you do the talking. And so I asked her, well, what do you want me to talk about? And we spent about 5 minutes prepping for that. And so, just roll with it. I enjoyed watching her dance today in the house. Yeah, it was a 13-minute TikTok video. Somebody sent me. Jesus Christ, what were you, 13 minutes? I'm outside. This is how it is, okay? I'm outside trying to pry my eyes open on my 14th cup of coffee, and she's in here jumping around like Jack LaLanne. Jesus, it's unbelievable. Let's see. I was unaware that she was even doing it, and I didn't watch it because I'm here with it, so why would I watch the video? But yeah, and she stopped you in time from walking in front of the camera. That's right. I almost walked right into her TikTok video. I thought she was just jumping around for fun. Hey, Utah, what's happening, man? I think you just ran my gallbladder pushing the like button. Please? Yes. I don't want anyone to get injured. I don't have that kind of insurance. How much does a 3-year tourist visa cost? About $250 to $300 a year, round numbers. Good morning from somewhere lost in Davao. Well, being lost is a good thing. It's when you find out new stuff. From sunny Orange Park. Well, thank you, Steve. North Hollywood. Yeah, I used to run up and down Ventura Boulevard when I was a kid in my 20s. Studio City, Ventura, all up and down Ventura Boulevard. Great restaurants back then. Great sushi back then. New Jersey's here, thank goodness. Elvis is back in the Philippines. Yeah. Elvis, all right. That is a good question. I wonder what's going on with that. Hello from Washington State. Thanks for joining. How long does it take to renew a tourist visa when you leave? How does that work? Okay, good question. I just left the country. I guess we've established that already. But so now, guess what? I'm brand new. And I can go down, and I have to go down within 30 days and renew it. And I'm allowed to renew it for 1 month only. And then I go back, and I'm allowed to renew it up to 2 months. And then after that, I'm allowed to renew it for 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months. From Belize, thanks so much for coming in. Yeah, wait till you see the video about it. Steve and Ann here in Vancouver, moving to McCall soon. We'll be paying you a visit. Cool. Or I might bump into you because that's one of our destinations. I think I'm going to take Mae into Cebu, not only on holiday and go stay at an Airbnb and all that and just kind of snoop around, but they've got some really good medical facilities up there. So I'm going to have her checked out from top to bottom. It's time. It's got too many things going on. That video was hilarious. I was fall down laughing. Mae was great. Yeah, she's funny. Piece of work. That's when I was coming over there. What's that? Baby Mae's new videos with friend. Oh, that will be interesting. More than one friend. I don't want to give away too much, though. It's just too funny. I sat here and laughed. And I don't normally do that. I usually I look at her videos and I'm more of the critic. But believe me, I'm not critical. I just say, baby, I think if you'd moved this over here and done this or like that, it would be better. Because me, I just do potato head videos anyway. Nothing involved with me. I just sit on the couch and pontificate. But Mae's running around doing stuff with girls and everything. I like Baby Mae's videos, but I think it would help if Mae and her sister or friend also had a microphone. For example, you could only hear Reza. I agree. And the good news is I bought a dual microphone set while I was in America. I actually found one. Couldn't find them here. Now, audio is the toughest part. And having to split them up. And if you've got 4 girls and they're all going in different directions, it makes it very difficult. Here's the thing. These videos would go, and I'm not boasting about myself. I'm just saying that it would be so much easier on them if I was the cameraman. But then they wouldn't be able to, I bring a new dynamic to the room or the area. And the girls stop acting like themselves because there's a male presence in front of them. And so I just kill the whole thing. Totally. When I actually have this memory of, she had like 10 or 12 girls over one Christmas, women. And they were all just sitting on the couch, like holding their hands like little church mice. And so I said, well, I'm splitting. I'm going to get out of here. And I went down, I got a cup of coffee, and I put on Facebook Live. Mae was doing Facebook Live. And all 12 of these girls were just flipping out, dancing and jumping around and having a great time and talking dirty. But while I was there, you'd think a priest was in the room. So anyway, I would love to be able to be the photographer and have them just not see me, but it didn't work that way. I think what hit home was your video from the U.S. talking about a good tired and a bad tired. You know what? I was super tired when I did that video too. Yeah, but there is a big difference, man. I mean, there was good tired. And then when I got home, the last 72 hours of my stay there was bad tired. Even though I got things done, it was bad tired. I think that's what I'm talking about. 420, Paul. Actually, that came from the outdoor growers of weed. Oh, okay. See, I'm not a weed guy, so I don't know all that stuff. Was the Oscar slap heard around the world actually heard in the Philippines? I just saw that this morning. What a ridiculous thing to do. Well, we can stop talking about Ukraine and Russia now and start talking about Will Smith. Public's funny, isn't it? Glad to see you back in the Philippines. Baby Mae, did you get my story I sent you in the comments the first day you were back? I probably did. Did you get my story I sent you in the comments the first day you were back? I don't know. I'm going to say no. Because I haven't, you know what I'm guilty of? I still haven't gotten all the comments. I keep falling asleep. I'll look at the computer for about 10 or 15 minutes and my eyes start going woozy. And I answer comments like 20 in a row. And then, poosh, I'm out. So I apologize, Sam. Great to hear you made it back okay. Buttercup, thanks for sharing the good and the bad of your travels. No problem. Are you new to the channel, Buttercup? Why Bacala? I'm looking to do a research trip for retirement. I was in Bacala just one time, and my friend Gary lived there, and he didn't like it at all. But I'll go down there and make an assertion. We're going to start traveling, so we're going to do some real traveling videos, driving videos. Sikihor, Bahal, we've got the driving video thing tuned in pretty good. And so we're going to be able to take my scooter on the ferry and goose over to Bahal and Sikihor. And we won't be able to take it to Palawan, but we're going to go there also. We'll go to Bacolod, and maybe we'll jump the ferry and go to Iloilo. And I'd like to do driving videos of all the cities. Show you guys all around. And while I'm looking. For visa renewals, do you prefer 30 or 60 day or 6 month renewals, and why? It depends on how long I'm going to be here. So there's no point in buying a 6 month visa if I'm going to only be here for, say, 3 months. And I know that I'm going to go to, say, Thailand, or I'm going to go out of the country for some little vacation thing. So I just plan it accordingly. and pay for what I need as I go along. Now, what I will do is I'll renew for a month, then I'll renew for 2 months, and I'll probably renew for 6 months. That gives me 8 months in the country, and that will give me time to do all the interior travel. And then after that, we should have the ability to take May out of the country. Hopefully by then we'll have her passport straightened out. And I think I'll take her someplace simple like Singapore or Hong Kong, which is very expensive. But what the guys have told me what we need to do with her is take her to Singapore or Hong Kong, where it's easy for some reason for her to get into. Get the stamp in the book, spend the night in the hotel, have dinner, say we did it. Okay, we're in Singapore. We'll do a video. Hi, everybody. And then we'll get on a plane and come back. And we'll get one of those cheapo round trip deals. They're available. So we'll get a Singapore stamp. We'll get a Hong Kong stamp. And we'll be back within 48 hours. We'll try to keep it within budget. And then we'll try to go to, say, Thailand together. Because I think she would get a trip out of Thailand. And I have friends over in Thailand. I have Thai friends and I have American friends over there. You mentioned a married Filipino, amazed in a trance, and all of a sudden, yeah, I fell over. You mentioned a married Filipino. Oh, yeah. Pittsburgh's in the house. Hey, Paul, I've been to a few Philippines dating sites before, and I had luck once. My other attempts to find love there has been non-productive, just pitiful. How can I find a good woman and where? I don't give advice, especially love advice. But, hey, Paul, I've been on a few. Are you here in the country, I guess is my question, Andy. If you're out of the country, it's a different dynamic. Hey, Julie Gallagher. Hi, Paul, a man coming from New York to Dumaguete to visit my best friend in October. Sounds like a great place. I can't wait. I would love to interview you, Julie. I would love to interview a woman from the States and get her take on the Philippines. I would love that. If you would hook up with me. If you don't want to do the interview, I understand. Let's hook up anyway and we'll have coffee. But I would love to do that. Hey, Paul, I'll be there in December. Absolutely. Absolutely. Finding a place to live is not that simple. May and I are thinking about moving because we'd like to get a bigger place. We've seen a couple of places that our friends have gotten for the same money, and they're just more expanse inside, and we need the room. So we don't need to spend more money, but we would like to have a bigger kitchen, for example. So my place might be available. Oh, any mall. Yeah. I found that I've always met women when I'm not looking for them. Hello from Newfoundland. Wow. Good to see you, Danny. Thanks for coming along, bro. Willie's saying hi to the group. What a good way to make sure a Filipino isn't married so you don't get killed. That's a good question. Ask to see her house. Go to her place. Flat out ask her if she's married. That's an interesting question, because you can be dating a girl that is married and she just doesn't tell you, and there's no real way of verifying that unless, well, you can ask her to give you a Cinemar that proves she's single. I mean, if you're having doubts about it. About smoking, I am 61. I quit smoking in 2012, but used to vaping, nicotine gums, patch, all the same. It took an additional 2 more years of stopping tobacco to be done with nicotine. You know, what's interesting about the nicotine thing is when I was on the plane for 15 hours, I didn't think about smoking. It's all mental with me. And I have a system to quit smoking, which I'm going to put in place here soon. It's called the 10-minute rule. And I actually quit smoking successfully about 10 years ago. And then my wife died and sent me off the edge, my first wife. But The 10-minute rule works like this. The nicotine urge lasts for 10 minutes. That's when you really want a cigarette. And it builds up momentum at the 5-minute part. First, you get the urge to have a cigarette. And by the time 5 minutes goes by, you're really jonesing for that cigarette. And it's a powerful, powerful, powerful addiction. And then it starts to wane. So what I did was I lived the first 3 days, which is how long it takes to get the nicotine out of your system, is I lived it in 10-minute increments. So I would get the urge to smoke, and I gave myself permission to smoke. I said, no problem, Paul, to myself. If you want a cigarette, let me have one in 10 minutes. It's 3:01. If at 3:11 you still want a cigarette, have one. Pressure's off. And guess what? I waited the 10 minutes. The urge went away. And I said, screw it. I'll just wait till the next urge comes along. And I did that. That was the successful way that I quit. No patch, no gum, no mints, no nothing. In the house with Michigan Bob. New SRV will be in Dumaguete, Machine at a motel near the airport with my friend Tess. Can you tell me where to go for coffee? You're going to be at the airport? I don't know of any coffee shops near the airport, but on the boulevard, there's Ground Zero, there's Bo's Coffee, and there's Tom Tom's. I'm sure there's some other coffee shops, but most of it's that native stuff, the 3-in-1. So I think you need to take a trip up to the boulevard, Ken. Sounds like you have been, I have been jumping and bumping. I wonder, Paul, if Dad has asked anyone, where's Paul? Oh, no. Are you referring to his dementia? Every time someone mentions the like button, watch it jump. I can't see it from here, so I have no idea how many likes I've got or don't have. So I now get MRI, lung scans for cancer every year. So far, so good, but they say eventually it could happen. Something's going to get us. I wonder, Paul, if Dad has asked anyone, where's Paul? That's the second time you're asking that question. Hello from New York, 24 degrees. Nice and nippy. Finally got to Cebu. When will you be back? I am back, Daddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Attaboy, Enoch. What's up from Florida? John Duncan's in the house. Oh, those were special. Yeah, I bought a carton for $95. I noticed every time Reza or May go anywhere, Jennifer is there and smiling. Is she always ready to go somewhere? Yeah, she is. Yep. She's like they're like the three amigos. Glad you had a great trip. The video with your dad was priceless. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's near and dear to my heart. One old dog to another. Amen to that. Ellis Island. That's right. Thank you. I was only there a week. You picked me up enough, you wouldn't know. I'm like the poster child for brain damage. I can't give Ellis Island a very good rating. They took a $100 deposit, never gave it back to me. What else? I got a funny story about Ellis Island. I was going to do a video, but I'll just do it right here real quick. I brought the Philippines to Ellis Island. We had a brownout. It only lasted for 30 seconds, but it screwed up the clock and the computers and everything else. We had a brownout. What else happened? The brownout. The last day, I didn't have any hot water. A brownout. What the hell else happened? It was like 4 things. It'll come to me. But the last day when I was staying there, the hot water just stopped working. I said, this reminds me of the Philippines. So far, my first trip to the Philippines is amazing. Well, I'm glad you're having a great time, Jason. I got used to 3 rooms before the Chinese plague. Now they're changing all the Players Club rules to make it harder to get comped. Yeah, I've never been comped in Vegas. Back in the day, I was. Back in the 80s when the real people were running Vegas, it was easy peasy. But when they introduced the Players Club card, I didn't gamble enough to ever build up any points to get anything of substance. Man, I love it. The slow pace, yeah. It's as slow or as fast as you want it to be, brother. You used to get steak and eggs for $3.95. I can't complain about the food because the Village Pub was attached to it, and they've got great food. Everything is great. They have standalone restaurants that we used to go to, in particular on Charleston, I think. We'd go. It was voted like the #1 bar food in the city for years. Ellis Island, the Village Pub. And so I was getting steak and eggs there in the morning, and it was $8.95 or $8.99. How do we get in touch with you? I anticipate coming to Duma in June or July. By the way, does the F. You can email me. I think it's in my description. Or just friend me on Facebook and talk via Messenger. Did you see any movies in the Philippines? I haven't been to the movies in 4 years. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. It's a great philosophy. Phoenix, Arizona. I drove through your town not too long ago. My Filipino makes me feel bad. My Filipinos hardly let me spend a dime since being here. It makes me feel bad almost. I kind of understand that, but you're bringing your American mentality to the picture, and she's bringing the Filipino mentality. So embrace it, because the opposite could be true. She could be trying to empty your wallet. So you're blessed with that. Weparama. What's that? Berry Press. Panorama. There we go. That's where I was born. From Melbourne. Welcome aboard. Key to being laid back is being retired, yeah. And having the monthly nut covered every month is massive. When I was in the States, I didn't see any hostility. I kept hearing about how hostile people were. I didn't see any of that. Granted, I was surrounded by a lot of fun friends that came to visit me while I was there. But when I did just meander around on my own and took walks here and there, especially in California, I had the most amount of time to do that. And what I saw was stress and kind of just a gloominess, if you will. Nobody was outwardly hostile or mean or angry. I didn't run into any Karens, if you will. I didn't see anybody acting aggressive. Everybody was just kind of going through the motions, I don't know if that's because of the economy or the COVID wariness. I mean, there's so many things pounding America right now that how could you be any other way, really? You're a human being. It's either you're locked down or you're mandated or you're out of a job or you're, you got a big ass SUV and now it's costing you $112 to fill it up. So how do we get in contact with you? Well, after this thing is over, I have to process. I'll just put a link to my Facebook page in the description, and then Messenger is the best way. Putting your house on the market. Moving to the Philippines. That's got to be a great feeling. Yeah, I got it. Market. I'm the same way. All thumbs. My actual name is Tom, as well. I had to rewind the video. I'm watching from the beginning, and I'm from Tennessee. Well, why do you call yourself Andrew? We do away with the COVID test. Get that right. That's going to be a big part of my video. COVID ended most buffets and all you can eat endless salad bars in Ohio. I don't know. I never went anywhere where they were serving buffets, so I didn't get that far away from Ellis Island. Hello, two beers, I mean. 136 likes. We got 333 people on here. Somebody got to get on a stick here. You're welcome. Yeah, what's up with that? What'd I do? Yeah, thank you very much, grumpy dude. 2 thumbs up. There you go. That's my kind of guy. 165 likes. We got to get that happening. Every man has a story. If you could own a car from your past that you owned, what car would that be? What's up, Mark? My very first car. My favorite car. Simple. Ran like a crazy. Great car. 1981 Toyota Celica. I got your Bear Aspen, by the way. There's John giving a triple like. There we go. Oh, we're coming up. Top of the morning. We'll get some likes if May comes over and says hi. You want to come over and say hi, May? Mm-hmm. You want to come over and say hello?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Good morning, Paul. My wife already packing goodies for our family and pet. Well, good. Good on you, Jeff Boo. Here in Bahal, every house has a number and the mailman delivers. Being a retired letter carrier, I notice these things. Well, that's different. Because here we don't. Who's that?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, there's no smoking in all of the Philippines. It's actually against the law. But they sell cigarettes. Wow, $300 for 10 cavity fixes. And extractions. They took out your 4 molars.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 were easy and 2 were hard. Yeah. And you said it was 15,000?
Yeah, 15,000.
Okay, that's 300 scoots.
I think it's 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours on just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double cavities.
I don't. I flew into Cebu, thank goodness. I can't stand Manila Airport. You got to go from one terminal to the other. Make sure you got 4 hours between your connecting flights. Minimum, just to find your way around. Okay, I'll leave a link to Baby Mae's YouTube channel on here and a link to my Facebook. So let's remind me of that, okay, baby? Once this thing processes.
Yeah.
Because what happens when it live streams over, it has to run through the man buns in the skinny jeans. They got to look at it or something. I don't know. They wait to see if I drop an F-bomb. And then they allow it to be published. So we'll dig that up. So your channel.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to see the lollipop video.
Very excited, very funny. Number 1 and Giselle and Jennifer.
Don't give too much away now. Okay, you got to have a little mystery about it. I told you about May's lollipop. She laughed her ass off too. You told Mary about her. Okay. Off the cuff. Go have lunch together somewhere. Thank you very much, buddy. You want to go have lunch today?
Yeah.
Well, then thank Jamie. He's going to pick up the check.
The name Jamie?
Jamie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. Love you, baby. I hope to get there in a couple of years. I hope you do too, bud.
Yeah.
Get here quick. Car business can be crazy. I work at a car dealership as a lot attendant for 8 years now. Yeah. And you guys don't have any business really, do you? I mean, with all the cars not being available. Chip shortage. Wow, that's a hottie, huh? Need to get her on your program.
That's real or?
Well, you tell me. It's the internet. It has to be real.
Sorry.
Jack Mullane. Wow, old school. I am old school. Pretty soon I would. What's going on there? Wait.
I'm getting I think eating ano.
Pretty soon I won't be able to afford to live in the USA with the price of everything. That's why I moved over here. I said I can hang in the Philippines. Hi, hi, old dog. Hey, Mike. Married to a Filipina. Good on you. Do you know the details about the ballot by? I don't. I honestly don't. What's her name? What's his name?
John Gordon?
No. Ballot. I'm talking about YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
Grandpa Vlogger and Jennifer Terry. Those are two vloggers that you want to watch, guys, when it comes to stuff like that. They have very good advice. So I recommend those guys. I watched Jennifer Terry a lot while I was in California just to make sure I was doing things right. And Grandpa Vlogger, he's another good soul. Good song, Ventura Boulevard. Yeah, Tom Petty. I drank an orange mango body armor before I stomped that like button. That's right. Hydration is important. New York City is here. Thank goodness. We're getting represented. Arkansas. Nice. Good morning, William. Hey, old dog, greetings from Melbourne. Just curious, how tall is Baby Mae? She's 5'2".
5'2".
5'2".
How about you, Daddy Paul?
I'm 5'7".
5'7".
But if I puff my hair up, I'm 5'8". How much do you weigh? You probably don't even weigh 40 kilos anymore, huh?
48 kilos.
40 kilos
Yeah.
is when I left.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you stand on that scale later. See, because you lost weight. So what are you going to do to become a permanent resident? Nothing? Nothing? Why would I become a permanent resident? I can live here on a tourist visa. I pay my $300, and me and I might decide that we want to live somewhere else. So once she gets her passport. Hey, did you find your birth certificate?
Yeah, tomorrow.
See?
Yesterday, I'm busy for interview.
Okay, see, this is how things work. Paul, why aren't you hurrying up and getting this done? I don't know where her passport, her birth certificate is. I've been telling you that for a year now.
I can do it, Daddy.
Okay, you promise. Yeah, that means.
Because it's so hard for LDR.
What do you mean LDR?
Your vacation, 19 days?
Yeah.
Also, it's so hard for.
Yeah, but I've been talking to you about this for a year. Okay, so you get a 19-day break. But you've been dicking around with this forever. Why don't you get a passport? Okay. And then finally, I just decided to do it. That's why I Googled it the other day. And I said, you need your birth certificate. And I go, did you get it? She goes, well, tomorrow.
Promise.
Tomorrow. Promise. Okay. 2 words I've grown to ignore. Yeah, my dad is a trip. Between him and her, I don't know how I did it. Oh, thank you. The heat's not that bad. It really isn't. It got hot yesterday, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hot.
Very hot.
It was hot down in Dumaguete, especially. But not so bad here. It gets hot for about an hour and a half here. Yeah. We're so far up the mountain.
Global Greg.
Oh, it's Global Greg. Yeah. Hey, old dog. Do you know anyone who has transported a large dog? I saw some dogs being transported at the airport. And my friend Tom Sullivan, God rest his soul, he brought his little doggie over. Just call your airline, Greg. Just call the airline. You can bring your dog here. You're going to have extra hoops to go through, but you can bring your dog because I saw them putting them in the big cages. Right there in front of me. Where's Dean? Right where we left him. I think we're done with Dean. Dean overload. Thank you very much, Thomas. Dean Martin. Yeah, exactly. I've been there 3 years on visa rules. When I left my Filipino wife in Bangkok, Thailand. Returned 2 days later. Was given a 1-year visa while I wait for answer on my residence. All right. Yeah, a lot of guys feel better about getting the different visas that last for longer, and because they're just dedicated to staying here. And for me, I like the idea of being able to pick up and go. I mean, Bud Brown and I talked about this a lot, and that is we didn't land in cement when we got here, and I still got the traveling urge, and now I got a companion, so we'll do that as soon as she gets a passport.
Yeah.
Is that okay to blaspheme the name of Jesus Christ? Well, okay, thank you. How hard is it for an expat to get a bank account in the Philippines? What documents are needed? Thanks. 2 forms of local ID are needed. Commerce Bank
Yeah.
is the most foreigner-friendly bank here. I got a bank account at BDO back in the day, and I had an ACR card, and I had, what else did I have? Just a passport, but they want local. So I used my lease agreement, and they weren't going to accept it. But then again, the way things work here in the Philippines, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And my neighbor at the time, a kid named Sam, worked out. He was a former Marine. He was only 40 years old, and he was my buddy. He's since moved back to Texas. But he worked out at the gym with the branch manager. So guess what? I tell him, Sam, I said, shit, man, I'm trying to open a bank account. He goes, I'll hook you up. And the next day we went down. He said hi to his friend. And the next thing I knew, I was getting a bank account. But the actual answer is 2 forms of local ID. So that could be, in my case right now, it could be my driver's license and my ACR card. Ladies and germs, as possible. Road to the Philippines. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Hey, Paul and May from Pleasant Hill, Missouri. It's great to finally catch one of your live streams. I'm heading your way in 7 weeks. Wow. Finally get to see my Filipina after 2.5 years, plus our home we built in 2020. Wow. What part of the Philippines are you coming to, sir? I would like to hear your story. And if not, Mark Thornton will definitely do it. I wonder if your father has asked you once since you've been gone, where's Paul? I'm dealing with that myself with my own father. He turned 92 yesterday.
Wow.
No, my dad's not at that stage of dementia. He had good days, bad days, but he's very cognizant of this. And so now, I used to go through that with my mother. When my mother had Alzheimer's, I would go visit her for 4 hours in Reseda, California. I would walk to my car, my cell phone would ring, and she would say, Paul? And I'd say, yeah, I'm home. And she'd say, when are you going to come visit me? And I just spent 4 hours with her. So I can relate to what you're going through. But no, my dad, he knows, he's as sharp as a tack. He just gets forgetful, if you will. Like we were talking about one of my kids, and he goes, what's your boy's name again? Stuff like that. But he can recall things from when he was 5 years old, 9 years old. And from what I understand, that's very common with onset Alzheimer's and dementia. But he's 97. He's strong as an ox. He beat COVID. He beat falling down in the garage and laying alone for an hour and a half because nobody knew he'd fallen until his neighbor found him. So he's a tough old bird, you know. And he's an optimist, as you know, if you watched his video. Mark Over, you need 2 Philippine-sized passport photos with the photographs on the back, Philippines address, and you're good to go stand in line. Okay. Well, you know, it's been a long time since I went to open up a bank account. We did an entire video about opening her up a bank account. You'd think a Filipina would be easy. It wasn't. Hi, Mark. Yep, 2 pieces of ID. Local ID. Buttercup is beautiful. Where'd Buttercup come from? Will you go to Thailand next run? That would be the run. Yeah, definitely. Why haven't you gotten the SRV route? You can come and go as you please. It's $10,000. And I can come and go as I please. Anyway, it just, you have to go down to immigration a little more often. I'm new here. I'll be here in December. Hope I can find a place to rent. Yeah, you'll find something. There's all kinds of places to rent. Did any Filipino meet you in one of your meetings with your followers? Yeah, a couple of the wives came along. So that was awesome. I think there was, and then there was a young couple. God darn it, I can't remember their names. Young kid in his 30s with his real pretty girlfriend. And she was a little hesitant about coming over here. So.
I get in coffee.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you got to make it though.
Yeah.
Is there a flight from Dumaguete to Clark? No. There isn't. There's just Cebu and Manila. I think the way to get to Angeles from here, and don't quote me on this, but I think it's Davao has an airport that will fly into Clark. So in my case, I would take the ferry to Davao. I think I'm thinking this right. And then from there, I would take a plane to Angeles. He would know. Ron's over there in Davao. Ron, can we fly from Angeles from Davao? To Angeles from Davao. That's your mission, to answer that question. You should have May learn to cook a bunch of Thai recipes if she likes cooking. We need a bigger kitchen. Let's see, hey, Paul, Malaysia, Bali, or Thailand, some of my suggestions. My Filipino girl have traveled there together over the years. Those are good suggestions. I went to Bali. I didn't care for it. I had not been to Malaysia. I love Thailand, big time. I lived there for over a year on 2 separate occasions. Hi from Ohio. Hi, Mr. Ron. A lot of viewers. Yeah, we have 386 people here. 14 likes or something like that. Mr. Ron's in the house. Yeah, seems like yesterday, doesn't it? You made me smile a couple of videos ago. You saw a woman that arrived 5 hours before your plane arrived. She saw a man that came from the other side of the world to be with her. The other great lady, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she does. And now guess what? I've got them too. Every morning that I've been back, I woke up with a headache over the right side of my head. I think that was just from a lot of stress. And she gets headaches, but not like severe ones like before. Well, after we got her teeth done, I think she gets kind of like tension headaches. Before she got the full-blown migraines, where there was like the eye was swollen up, and she'd be in the dark room for 3 days. And now she just says, my head doesn't feel so good. And so maybe she's just stuffed up or something. But when we go to Cebu, we're still reticent about hospitals out here because we're still reticent about COVID and quarantines and all that. We really have to watch what happens because there's a new strain out that's running through China or somewhere. And we're kind of waiting to see what happens here with the Philippines, if they go backwards at all. I mean, we've come forward so much. And I'm not saying they will, but I know what they're capable of. So we're kind of we just don't want to go through the COVID quarantine stuff. And you had a volcano. No, that's Taco Bell. I'm sorry. Palisade in here. My 4th year. Good on you. I heard that volcano go off, by the way. We felt it. JT is eager to cater all you need. Typically, she wouldn't be married. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's an old comment. Thank you up there in Pattaya. Area 51, here we come in peace. Thank you very much, JT. That's very sweet of you. Appreciate it. There's the beautiful Buttercup. Yes, I'm fairly new. Started watching a few weeks ago. Loved your channel. May is so cute. My hubby and I plan to visit next January, April, and would love to connect with you. I am about a buy-in. Awesome. By all means, you and the husband come together. Me and May will come and have a cup of coffee with you and buy you dinner. How's that sound? I've seen a Cinemark. Cinema America can be purchased for around $5. Seeing other bloggers, YouTube, not sure where, but I'm sure it could be easily found. Yeah, that may be a fact. Just about money buys just about anything over here. And we're chatting amongst ourselves, which is good. Have the woman get the official copy of this. Make sure it comes from PSA 11. There you go, kids. See, there's your answer. Told you I had a smart group. I am a smoker in a long flight and used the patches because of the lower air pressure. My head started spinning, and so I ripped the patch off and just suffered the rest of the flight. Yeah, for some reason, man, my brain just turns off on those flights. It's just like I know I'm not going to be able to smoke. But the minute I get off and I'm outside, I must smoke 5 in a row. Is the paperwork will cost you about $10. 210, we're getting up there. We got 381 on, so someone's going to have to get spanked here. Did we mention they were free? Well, when I go to the Philippines, I think we'll just buy a nice van and turn into a tiny house, just live in it. And I can take it anywhere I want to go, and girls will be able to take it from me to something. Van life down by the river. Let's see. He was at the AP to pick me up on a good 6 hours before my plane landed 3 years ago, and we were very happy together. But you haven't answered my question. Is there a flight from there to Clark? To all the vets on, VA just posted hospital and clinics closing in Manila. Wasn't on the list. That's good. I apologize, Paul. Question is, has your father asked anyone where's Paul? My apologies. It didn't come out properly the first 2 times. No, I get it, Christopher. I know you weren't being snarky. And I know how it works when you're trying to ask a question. But no, he's good. Yeah, I'm sure it'll get to that point. Yeah, you already forgot my kids' names and how many I have. But that's, $300 for a carton. And, oh, shoosh. Yeah, amazing. They spent all that time and money to get us addicted to cigarettes. And now they're just really hosing us. You think they'd have a little pity on us? Yeah, he's staying with you. Morning from Seattle. Just wondering where you received your COVID test. Which one and flight details. That's going to be a video released tonight at 8 o'clock. If I get into it here, I'll be on for another hour. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Hello from Miami. Welcome aboard. Any comments? I didn't watch the Oscars. Here's how in touch I am. I didn't know the Oscars were on. And the only reason I know is because Will Smith went up and clobbered, what's his name, Chris Tucker, which was totally out of line. Comedy is the last place. Comedy, I've said, there's total freedom of speech to begin with. And I understand hate speech and all that. I'm not radical. But it's a simple joke. And I don't think he knew that the guy's wife was sick. And even if she was, again, it's a joke. It's a joke. I made a joke one time about, what was it? I didn't even make a rape joke. I made a joke about Bill Cosby. And I got chewed out by somebody saying you never make jokes about that kind of thing. I thought, who says who? I made a Bill Cosby comment. And some guy got his dick was all twisted over it. So, but to go up and hit someone, I'll back up on that. Because I do have a comment about that. If I was Will Smith, and I get it because people disrespect me, not all the time, but they have in the past. They've been very disrespectful towards her. And my first instinct is to just want to swing on them. And that's just, the male in you trying to protect your female. That goes back to, the beginning of time. However, in that setting, you just bite your lip and then you tell him, you pull him aside If you still want to clobber him, go ahead. Just do it in private. But you should talk to him and say, hey, man, I don't like you talking to my wife that way or about my wife that way. And if you still feel the impulse to slap him silly, go ahead, and deal with those consequences. But to walk up on stage and do that, that's not what it's for. The man's up there working. They hired him as a comedian. He made a joke. You guys never watch Ricky Gervais on these shows? He tears into them. And it was a very benign joke. G.I. Jane, too. Okay, G.I. Jane had bald hair. Will Smith's wife's got, as far as he knew, that's how her hair was being styled. Look at Gail Dorsey, the bassist for David Bowie when he was alive. She has that same hairstyle, shaved head. Philippines van life. You guys cut that. I'm also an ex-dealership and ready to be quit the stick. Everyone is smoking. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. Well, of course I give her a 10, but on a Baby Mae scale, I got to give her a 1. Is that a trick question? Some of those vans are a lot nicer than the hotels you can find. That's true. There is a chick that does this thing called van life. And I forget who I was talking to, but that might be a really cool way to travel around America. And it's something easy for me and May to do because she's so little and she doesn't mind simple, She just like the event, like me. We're both minimalists, and we would love to just go out and it's about the drive. It's not about how you sleep or where you sleep. You have to be in a big hotel room. And every blue moon you pull off, you get someplace nice. I was in Vegas. I would have spent $95 on some Mary Jane. Well, see, I'm not a Mary Jane guy. On that marriage issue, you can check with Barangay from the province that she is from. You can check with the family for any issues, i.e. criminal records. Yeah, I would say that if you have suspicions, you're probably right. Your gut is probably right. But just to check every girl if she's married or not that you meet, depends on how deeply involved you get with her. Hello, I just finished up my SRV with PRA. I'm 2 days doing me about the laid-back, feeling friendly people. It's a wonderful thing. I'm glad you're finding it to be that way, Roger. I really am. Hello from Zamboanga. Leaving the American mentality in America. It will make you much happier. Amen to that. Is it safe for Americans in Zamboanga? I think there's areas there that I went there. And so I think it's got some funky areas, to be honest with you. Buy a bus and convert that to a tiny house. Yep, there's options. I'm happy now I pulled the trigger and made the move. My best decision is a string of bad decisions over the last couple of years. Welcome to my world. Traveling to Bangkok, Thailand in June, Paul. Be safe. Hey, have fun, buddy. Hi, Paul. I'm over from the UK for 3 weeks and just got back from Bahal, in Cebu. Was hoping to get to Dumaguete, but time running out. Well, I'll be here. So maybe next time, Paul. Or I might not be here. We're going to do some traveling ourselves. People get caught up in the news hype. Got to look inward. Yep. I say that a lot. I say that about people that are like narcissistic. They lack the ability to look inward. And that's pretty much what I do every morning in my little meditation time. Thank you, baby. Outside. I look inward every day. I think it's good for you. How does get a rock star name like Daddy Paul 11? I need to get May to talk to my Filipino. Bring her on, Timmy. Well, let's call each other. Give me a call. You know my number. Give me a call. I've been meaning to chat with you anyway. And I chatted with Steve yesterday, but I need to talk to you about some things. And I know you're working the deal with your Filipino, so we'll get it sorted out. Great to see that you made it back safe. I'm going to the Philippines in June. Good on you. Just came from a good time to taking it. Yeah, my friend is going there April 5th, and he said that they have relaxed a few things. When he arrives, he's got to spend one night in a designated quarantine hotel, and that's just a money grab, and then he's free to go. And he's already leased an Airbnb for a year. Above, probably, yeah. Sunshine Shoulders just did a video about Zamboanga City. Basically, he says, yes, the threat for kidnapping is vastly overhyped. Okay, there you go. You have boots on the ground. Greens from Palm Springs. Hey, we're sorry that we missed your ball of energy. We're glad you're back with your Baby Mae. Well, thank you very much. I didn't think anything great about Zamboanga when I was down there. Anything special, any sights to really see. It's like the rest of the Philippines. So in my mind, if there is a threat or a heightened threat, why go there? Supposedly there's an island right off the coast that's really dangerous, but really beautiful. Always. And it just, yeah, we are getting caught up. You going to come over and say hi again, baby? Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. They're just saying hello to you now. Is that what it is? Illegal, not in public. Okay. No, they just numbed her. Phil Air. Another a fan of them either. I sure can. 2 pesos a pill. And a half. Food and gas prices skyrocketed there like they have in the USA. Rent and home prices going way up too. I have not seen a rise in rent like I expected. I have seen a big jump in gasoline. And Baby Mae, do you think food is more expensive now than a year ago?
What kind?
Like rice, fish, stuff like that, or is it the same?
No. Lower down.
It's down. Okay.
Before it's highest.
Before it was higher.
Yeah.
All right. I've seen a rise in the foreigner bar food, if you will. You know, the hamburgers, the pizzas, and stuff like that. But Mae's just saying that rice and fish and a traditional Filipinos meal is actually going down a little bit. I think they're subsidized. And the gasoline is what's killing the locals out here. Santa Barbara's in the house. Road to the Philippines. Well, appreciate your channel being vegan area in May. Good on you, Richard. Hola. Hi from Texas. How you doing, Richard? What time is it? Ooh, 10 o'clock. Well, you got walked. Let's see. You walked to the subscriber meetup in US. Yeah, imagine if you got rolled on the way. Thieves would be like, why is this 60th old guy got a plastic chicken in his pocket? Yeah. That is true. I didn't walk to the event with Gaylord. That's a funny thought. Hey, Jim from Cactus Jacks. Thanks for coming along, buddy. What are you naming it? Oh, big kiss for me. Hey, you got a big kiss. Look, Nautical gave you a big kiss.
I'm back.
You want to give Nautical a kiss?
Big kiss.
Yeah, you want to give Nautical a kiss.
Thank you for the kiss. Your coffee.
3rd of April. What did you go through? Video released tonight, 8 o'clock my time. If I start now, trust me, it'll take forever.
Yeah.
Hello, May.
Carl. Hello, good
Carl.
morning. John. Montana.
No, you cannot smoke weed here. You'll go to jail. You will not pass go. No drugs, boys and girls. No illicit, no guns, no drugs. Trust me. You make her look so tall.
P.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So are you still? I'm never bored, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm not bored. May's not bored. I don't
No.
think. Are you bored?
No.
Me either.
No. I always give you for joking,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have fun. But
dancing,
dancing,
anything.
anything. It's true. So bored wouldn't be the word. We're a little uptight because we couldn't travel for a long time to islands, you know. A lot of guys were just going out of their brains, but me and I don't know, we seem to find something to do. Let's see, you were talking about my top 4 Filipino all about buying an SUV. I would never buy an SUV. I would never buy a big ass vehicle out here because of parking. The only reason I would buy a car would be for safety and rain. But she's telling me to get a new bike because my bike's getting a little funky, and I'll give it to her brother. You know, the gay little scooter. We'll give the gay little scooter 6 more months. I think that I have to save money for the bike.
Yeah.
But I know which one I want. I want the Honda ADV. I've seen about 5 of them. And they're super nice bikes, super comfortable, and they'll do the job.
Kevin.
Love from Toronto. Thank you, Derek.
Derek. Good morning.
These guys were talking to each other. I love that. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, later. She's been telling me tomorrow, kids. Are you ready? For 1 year. When are you going to get there? I think tomorrow.
That is Filipino.
Yeah. Well, you know. Oh, how are her headaches since the dental work? They're actually a lot better. But she gets headaches.
Yeah.
But she doesn't get the brutal migraine kind, you know? And I've been getting headaches every morning, right? Been taking the Biogesic and the Advils and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's from. Maybe the stress of the trip.
Yeah.
That was a lot of stress. Yeah, her father's name is Dad.
I know my father, but the Filipino is a lot nicknames.
A lot of nicknames, yeah. But I know your father's name.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Jimmy, but
Yay, Jimmy. She remembered Jimmy.
Jimmy is the nickname.
Oh, Jimmy's the nickname.
Yeah. She has
So,
a real name.
We have to find out. Here we go again. What? See, this is why I have headaches. Okay, right here. Here's my headache. We have to have your friggin' birth certificate. When's that? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you tomorrow.
Later. My sister is
Later. That's the other one. Okay, so we're gonna have the birth certificate, and then you're gonna find out your mother and your father's real name. But they don't have any ID or anything, do they? Have?
Yep.
Where?
And my sister.
Your sister.
Yeah. My sister in Cebuana, she come.
Well, she's coming here tonight for dinner across the street.
Yeah. And
I'll
Risa.
find her. And Risa.
Yeah, you need to interview poor sister.
I don't need to interview anybody. You interview them. I've already interviewed all the people. They think everything's a video. You can't just go have dinner. May comes over with 4 tripods, earphones, microphones, lamps. Shit, Jesus Christ, can we just eat?
Hello, Trinidad. Good morning. My head is always video.
Yeah, always video.
Wake up,
She
video.
took out that gag gift of the lollipops, which was just a gag gift. And the first thing she goes is, "Oh, I have a video," and she does, and it's really funny. What are we doing? We're putting a link in this thing, right? To
Yeah.
your channel and to my Facebook.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I know I'm going to miss all the comments again.
Yeah.
But I never promised you guys a rose garden. Because we got to go.
Yeah.
And there's a zillion comments that I didn't get to.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody doesn't unsubscribe because of it.
Don't. Please don't
Every
unsubscribe.
time I do a live stream, people get mad and unsubscribe. So I'm gonna go backwards. All right, my favorite YouTuber. Hi Tim. Let's see. Hi Paula May, watching from Fargo, North Dakota. See, I'm going backwards here. Okay, Nate's father doesn't know shit.
Mr. Ron.
Ron, I keep asking you about the airport. Jesus Christ. Only communist state can't wait to be an expat. With Thailand open to recreational marijuana, a good thing in the backpackers are living now in Thailand. Oh, okay. Oh, I got the wrong way. See, I try to go backwards. It's been a while since I'm ready. Young Joe Chong.
Chinese.
Hello from Seattle, Washington. Robert Kennedy. There's my buddy.
Robert.
Hey, good to be back. How are you, Chief? He's got the tattoo award. I think Thailand just passed low marijuana in the country. Run Dumaguete, barely. After you travel Asia enough, mate, the only thing that really changes is the humidity. That's true. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Like Bangkok is just thick. Thailand is so much more humid than here. And so here it's heat. And you can get out of the heat. Just find some shade and you're better off. Yeah, I am happy in one place.
Yeah.
But we want to bounce around. Paul is old. He likes to stay in one place. Oh, thank you. I love you too. He had a 96 Capri. Let me get off in this car thing. Hi from Lake Havasu. All right, so I'm going to bounce through a few of these. And that way I can say I did. But Baby Mae and I, the boring couple, have a place to be. Let's see. What suggestions would you have for me dealing with any paperwork bureaucratic that I have to do dyslexia? So paperwork is not my strong side. I would hire someone, bro. If you have I know several friends have dyslexia, and that's tough to deal with. So if you're, there are services that are out there. I don't pretend to know the name of them that will do all the paperwork for you on just about anything. And there's like a virtual assistant or something like that. I don't know, but if that's your issue and you got to fill out forms, I would look into that. I would look into hiring a neighborhood kid. I don't know, just to help you get through it.
I know.
Hey Scott, thanks for the welcome. Let's see, actors that get paid millions to perform in front of the world put their lives up for the picking. It comes with the territory. For all we know, they were acting since the Oscars have sunk bottom. I don't know if that was a setup or not. I mean, Snoop Dogg was saying this morning that he thought it might be. If anybody would know, it'd be Snoop Dogg, huh? About the call, we'll do soon. Yeah, we got a chalk. Let's see, Chicago, Little Rock, and LA are actually more dangerous than any parts of the Philippines. I would agree with that. I've never felt threatened out here, ever. No matter where I've been or gone. Never. There was some funky parts around the bus station in Cebu. When I came out, the first time I came out, and I was at night. A lot of, homeless mothers with the kids, and the taxi drivers were looking a little shifty. But didn't have any problems. Get May back on the scooter. My sentiments exactly. We're going to do that next week?
Yeah, up to you.
Okay, up to you. That's another thing you need to memorize. Hope to get back there soon. So you out in Palm Desert, went there a few times from San Diego. Good to see you, Tom. It was part of the show. So, I didn't really consider that. So you really think that that was just part of the deal? Well, it's pretty off the hook. He should have waited until a commercial break or backstage to say he didn't think it was appropriate, not slap him on stage live. Again, we're thinking it's a publicity stunt. It's a pretty strong publicity stunt. Now, if they come out later, the only way to save Will Smith in a lot of people's minds, including mine, would be for it to come out as a publicity stunt. Because, I don't know, his stock sank with me on that little stunt. I understand it's his wife and everything, but come on. I've heard worse things about her, a lot worse things about her, and still wouldn't do that. I would wait till the time was right and I could hit him in the back of the head with a board. Do some real damage. I think that's about living in the Philippines. You don't have to worry about TV and nonsense on TV. Yeah, I pick up on it on YouTube. And for me, it's just a distraction, I think, from all the other crap that's going on. Without freedom of speech, we don't know what the idiots are. Saw this posted on the internet somewhere. Yeah, it's true. It's a very true statement. Oh, goodness. Hubby and I, there's Buttercup. See Buttercup, her and her husband? Isn't Buttercup pretty? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hubby and I live in Virginia. Thanks for the lovely compliment. Kicks her and Paul. Paul, spending time with you and May would be awesome. We would like to be fighting over the check, though. I am Filipina. So there we go. Buttercup and her husband. Welcome back, Paul. Glad everything went well on your trip. Thank you very much. Do you have to be vaccinated to come to the Philippines? You sure do. Boy, do you. RV would be kind of difficult to navigate, I think, out here. Anyway. I'm going to cut it off because it's 10:13 and we were supposed to leave at 10.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. Here's the answer I've been looking for. We're going to end on my buddy, Mr. Ron. As far as I know, you can fly from anywhere to Davao City. It has an international airport. We flew from Bohol to here when we moved here. Okay. Because what I had heard was to get to certain places. I went to Angeles once for a weekend. And I flew to Manila. Then I took a bus for 4 hours. And it was a big, long, drawn-out deal. And then I found out that I could just go to where you're at and then take a tugboat or whatever, rowboat, submarine, back to Dumaguete. Very simple. So I think that'll be the route next time. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. May and I are going to tune out. We're going to bug out. I just wanted to say hi, and I want to make sure that I will put a link in this for May's channel.
Yeah, thank you.
And for my Facebook for guys that want to contact me, because I've had a good time chatting with guys in person and just giving you the lowdown on the hoedown, if you will, about certain questions that I know to me are simple, but I can recall very easily being the new guy and having a tough time even comprehending why they would need it. Like a throwaway ticket is totally ridiculous because they give you a 30-day extension, but they want you to leave before 30 days. So the two are just, they conflict in logic, but it is what it is. And I'll go over in the video that I'm going to do tonight, I'll go over the ticket. Well, you're coming from LA or you're coming from the States, so it'd be different dynamic. But I am going to go long-winded on it. That's new, right? But I'm going to go to I want to build up to what my frame of mind was and what my physical state of my body was when I got into this dilemma and how it worked coming to America and going back. And I'm going to stick to the process and the paperwork and the requirements and the time frames. I'm not going to get off on any big tangent about anything else, I hope. Maybe I'll shoot it twice. And then Baby Mae's lollipop video you're going to have to watch because it's not posted yet. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to, if you haven't already, you don't have to subscribe. We never ask for subscribers. We figure you're big boys and girls. If you like our channels, you can go ahead and subscribe to it. If not, that's okay too. Just watch them. And that's it. We want to wish you guys peace and love. We want to hope you have a great day, health and happiness. And for crying out loud, try to be nice to one another, okay? All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.